Good afternoon from London. It's a bright, crisp autumn afternoon here in London. And hello to all dear comrades, friends, and supporters from Dr. Dermot Hudson, the chairman of the British Group for the Study of the Juche, chairman of the Korean Friendship Association of the UK, an official delegate of the Korean Friendship Association for the UK, president of the Association for the Study of Songun Politics of the UK, and of course, the owner of this very same channel, Songun 007, the militant voice of Songun and Juche in the UK, defending people's career with no ifs or buts. And today I'm going to speak about the irreversible and permanent nature of the DPRK status as a nuclear power, a socialist nuclear power of Juche, in fact. Recently, in fact, over a week ago, about 9 days ago, on the 28th of September, the ninth session of the 14th Supreme People's Assembly of the DPRK was held. And of course, the Supreme People's Assembly of the DPRK is the supreme lawmaking body of the DPRK. It's here that all the laws of the country are made. And the Supreme People's Assembly, or SPA for short, also elects the State Affairs Commission of the DPRK and the Cabinet of the DPRK. At the ninth session of the SPA, it was decided to include a provision in the Socialist Constitution of the DPRK that the DPRK is a nuclear armed state. This greatly enhances the legal status of the DPRK as a nuclear power and guarantees the strengthening of the DPRK's national defensive capabilities. Reporting on the session, the Korean Central News Agency stated as follows: the unanimous adoption of the crucial agenda item for formulating the DPRK's policy on the nuclear force as the basic law of the state in the wake of codifying the policy at the 7th session of the 14th SPA is a historic event as it provided a powerful political weapon for markedly strengthening the national defence capabilities, including the nuclear force, consolidating the institutional and legal foundation for the security guarantee and protection of national interests based on them, and accelerating the comprehensive development of Korean-style socialism. End of quotation. And of course, it was last year, last September of 2022, that the 7th session of the 14th SPO of the DPRK passed the law on the state policy on the nuclear force of the DPRK. So it's now been taken to an even higher level. Respected Marshal Kim Jong-un, the supreme leader of the DPRK, addressed the SPA session and focused on the above issue. And in his speech, respected Marshal Kim Jong-un made a most profound analysis of the international situation and the situation in and around the Korean Peninsula. He said, and I quote, "Now that the US, steeped in the Cold War mentality, has gone to extremes in its anti-DPRK military provocations, it is very important for the DPRK to accelerate the modernization of nuclear weapons in order to hold the definite edge of strategic deterrence for more thoroughly deterring and controlling those provocations and fulfill its mission as a responsible nuclear weapons state in the struggle to preserve stability on the Korean Peninsula and its vicinity." End of quote. This year, the US moves to stifle people's career have gone to the extreme, with Biden saying that he would end whatever regime in the DPRK, quote unquote, or in other words, planning for actual physical regime change through war. The US and its fascist South Korean puppets have created a nuclear consultative group with the aim of waging nuclear war on the DPRK, and they've actually carried out nuclear war exercises in South Korea and shipped in nuclear US nuclear submarines into South Korean waters. So, I mean, they're actively planning war on the Korean Peninsula, and they're also trying to create an Asian version of NATO with the US, South Korea, and Japan. It should never be forgotten that the US, which is the biggest possessor of nuclear weapons in the world, actually used nuclear weapons against a non-nuclear state not once, but twice. The US invaded the DPRK in 1950 and unleashed a genocidal and destructive war resulting in millions of deaths. As long as imperialism and its nuclear weapons exist, the DPRK must continuously increase its nuclear deterrent force. Moreover, respected Marshal Kim Jong-un rightfully states that had the DPRK relied on others for its defence and security, or been tempted by illusory offers of the imperialists, it would have ceased to exist a long time ago. Thus, the DPRK is not going to rely on the nuclear umbrella of big powers. This shows that Marshal Kim Jong-un is a wise and astute leader who does not have illusions about either imperialism or big countries. Basically, the DPRK is going to stick with the Songun policy and also the Juche idea of relying on itself for its defence. The DPRK will not follow the example of Libya, which entertained illusions about imperialism. Colonel Gaddafi, who I admired as an anti-imperialist leader and a person who was leading the building of Libyan Arab style socialism, naively thought that Western imperialist leaders such as Tony Blair were his friends. Libya dismantled its nuclear program when it was in its infancy and even shipped the materials from it to the US. You know, what a foolhardy and capitulation is that? Libya paid for this. The imperialists invaded Libya in 2011, and Colonel Gaddafi himself was murdered by CIA assassins, very literally stabbed in the back. And also, the DPRK will not follow the example of the revisionist USSR with its so called peaceful coexistence and detente and deals with imperialism, such as the Strategic Arms Limitation Treaty and the uh, Strategic Arms Reduction Treaty, which I would argue actually indirectly contributed to the collapse of the USSR in 1991. So the DPRK's status as a nuclear power is virtually irreversible. The DPRK can only disarm its nuclear weapons if the Supreme People's Assembly, which actually includes workers and farmers, there's even a street cleaner in the DPRK Supreme People's Assembly, actually votes for it. So, I mean, this is real working class power, people's power. So it's a great thing that the DPRK has made its nuclear status permanent. We greatly applaud that, and we support the struggle of people's career against US and world imperialism. Long live People's Korea, long live the Juche idea, long live Songun, long live the nuclear deterrent of the DPRK, long live Marshal Kim Jong-un. Thank you for watching this video and listening to it. And if you're not already a subscriber to the channel Songun 007, please consider subscribing to it and to our affiliated channel, Korean Friendship Association of the UK. And also, please share content from the channel as widely as you possibly can. You know, please win new subscribers for the channel. And also, we have a active publishing program. Please check out the link in the description. We've got several new books in the pipeline, and I've started work on a new, an expanded edition of The Great Conspiracy Against People's Korea. You can also support us by donating to KFA UK. You can do that through PayPal, or we can send you the details if you of our bank account if you email us. And above all, the most important thing is to get involved in the British Group for the Study of the Juche idea and the Korean Friendship Association of the UK, because we're the ones defending people's Korea with no ifs or buts. And every single extra person at one of our events is another nail in the coffin of the anti-DPRK propaganda and lies. You know, it's another person who is defending people's Korea with no ifs or buts. So check out the events on our social media like Facebook, Telegram, and Twitter. You'll find details there. We've got one online meeting coming up. We're going to pick it the horrible old British brainwashing corporation, the lying imperialist BBC, on the 21st of October. So I hope to see as many of you there as possible. And you know, we'll be having a picket to protest against the visit of the corrupt fascist South Korean dictator Yoon in November. So please watch this space. And just two other things before I go. Firstly, to apologise for coughing once or twice during this video. You know, I've had a bit of a dry throat this week, and also we received messages of support in regard to the attack by the reactionary US YouTube channel on this channel and our organisations. Myself personally, we got messages from the anti-imperialist National Democratic Front of South Korea, and also the Korean Association of Social Scientists. So those are great to hear. And despite the attack on us, you know, the channel still exists. We've actually gained new subscribers, so let's hope we can gain even more. Again, thank you for watching. Hope you all have a great day and be seeing you again soon. Goodbye.